Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I really enjoy some of the designs that tool companies have for some of their different... Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I really enjoy the kind of flexibility that some of the tool companies have with combining like pocket knife features. Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I find it interesting and kind of neat that some of the tool companies, in particular Matco and Snap-on, make a automotive tool like a clip tool like this one or a pry bar in some sort of a pocket knife format. Snap-on has some out the front ones, so you basically push a button and it slides out either a little pry bar or a little clip tool. But there are all kinds of kind of deployment methods to open up things. You can see all sorts of different ways. I've done videos like this Cobra utility knife. I really like this thing. This scalpel blade out the front. This was like 16 bucks. I'll put a link to this because I've seen the price come back down, but it comes in different colors and I just get whatever the least expensive color is. But it's rock solid. And it has replaceable scalpel blades. But anyway, there are other designs. There's this. This was one of the O-Tackle. I don't think it's made anymore. Titanium comb in sort of that balisong design. But what I want is this exact pick style, which unfortunately limits it to Snap-on if I want the exact pick style. But I'll look at any company that wants to do this if they've got kind of one of these double 45 picks. But this to me is the secret sauce, whatever the Snap-on's doing with that bend. Could do it with a longer one, but there's just something about the little thinness, as you can see here on this version. In the past, I've done carry with these where I put a little tube over it. Sometimes I'll put the tube all the way down to the base so there's no way that it can slide off easily. Just because you want to protect yourself from getting this really sharp, and it is very sharp, getting that little pick stuck somewhere you don't like. But what if it was inside one of these kinds of blade covers, I guess, handles? And this would actually fit in here if you look at the angles. Let's see, which way would that work? This way here, I think, shows you the length is about right. Honestly, it would slide in. You can see that. I thought, boy, could I just grind that off and weld this on or something? Would that be strong enough? Or it'd be so easy to just make, I don't know, like thread this. Pull one of these out, thread it, and then put a receptacle side on here so you could replace it, or maybe even choose whatever pick you want. You might have to have some way to index it, maybe with a set screw so you could line it up so it easily pops down in. But that I would buy, where if I could flip this thing out and bing, have my pick, my little pocket knife perfect pick pop out. That's what I would love to have. These pry bar style, this one's not bad, but again, you're doing what you absolutely shouldn't do, and that's pry with a pocket knife style design. I mean, that's why we make solid pry bars, but also it's right on the pivot. And then if you go to the out the front design, you know, basically this blade is riding on a rail inside here, and then there's springs that either fire it out or back based on the switch, obviously. But what you'd be doing if you had, like with the Snap-on, not only would you be prying with it, which this is definitely a more sensitive way of holding a blade than a big old pivot, but it's also one that, you know, you could easily damage because this is kind of a sensitive design. As you know, I've had trouble with some other Benchmades in the past where the mechanism, boy, you just look at it wrong and it stops working. You know, the Infidel here is probably one of the most solid designs of all their out the fronts, even though the internals look really similar. But back to the point, I would love that. Just absolutely love to have that pick in a pocket knife frame. I think it's a good tool bag design, you know, because it keeps you from poking yourself or from catching this. Sometimes these, you drop them in pockets and they don't go very far because they immediately hook up on the fabric, like in your Vito bags. Or you put them down and then you can hear the scrape as you pull it back out. And then, of course, they are quite dangerous because that's what makes them so effective. But if you had it in something like that, that would be ideal. That would be great. I don't know if I'd pay $100 for one, but I'd certainly probably get more use out of it than this, because the moment I have a serious job, one that requires a little bit more effort, something that this steel could actually hang on to, you get to the pivot here, and then I worry I'm going to break this wildly expensive little thing here, or even worse, you know, with the snap-on out the front versions, which I can't come to buying one of those yet. It's just maybe someday, but I think they'll be sold out before then. But I would definitely get it if it was a pick, because that would be ideal. Can you imagine just using that, you know, and then clicking it and boom, it's gone right back in your pocket or tool bag. Anyway, I know Snap-on's got a way you can submit tool ideas. I'm sure that they get up early and watch my videos every day just to see, learn something. But anyway, that's the tool I want, is a combination of some sort of deployment handle. Out the front would be nice, but I'll take anything at the moment that then allows me to safely carry this particular pick. Let me know your thoughts. And with that, Doc out.